Very good morning, my dear students. Today, we are going to see about transmission electron microscopy. Let me introduce the electron microscope. The electron microscopes are scientific instruments that use a beam of highly energetic electrons to examine objects on a very fine scale. This examination can yield information about topography, morphology, composition and crystallographic information. The electron microscope has two major types such as transmission electron microscope and scanning electron microscope. The first one is transmission electron microscope. This allows one to study the inner structure of the specimen. And the scanning electron microscope is used to visualize the surface of the object. And now we can see the principle of working of TEM. Here, the electron, we all know well, that is, the electron possesses a wave-like character, right? So, the electrons emitted into the vacuum from a heated filament with increased accelerating potential will have small wavelength, right? So, such higher energy electrons can penetrate a distance of several microns into solids. If these transmitted electrons could be focused images with much better resolution. Focusing relies on the fact electrons also behaves as negatively charged particles and are therefore deflected by electric and magnetic field. Here the electrons from the source are penetrating the sample and finally the projection will be there on the fluorescent screen. This is the parts of TEM. Here, objective aperture, condenser aperture, specimen holder port, selected area aperture and screen under cover. We can see the parts of TEM here and this is the cross-sectional diagram of TEM. Okay, so the cross-sectional diagram has four major parts such as electron source, electromagnetic lens system, sample holder and imaging system. The first one is electron source. Here the electron source consists of a cathode and anode. Here the cathode is a tungsten filament which emits electrons when being heated. And here the negative cap confines the electrons into a loosely focused beam. The beam is then accelerated towards a specimen by the positive anode. Then the second one is electromagnetic lens system. Here also the electron beam is tightly focused using electromagnetic lens and metal aperture. And the next, the platform equipped with a mechanical arm for holding the specimen and controlling the position. And the final one is here the imaging system has two major types, that is electromagnetic lens system as well as the phosphorescent screen. And the electromagnetic lens system also has the objective lens as well as the projector lens. Then now we can see the working of a TEM. Here the specimen is bombarded by a beam of electrons, the primary electrons. The bombarding electrons are focused to a bundle to the object. In areas in the object where these electrons encounter atoms with a heavy atomic nucleus, they rebound. Then in regions where the material consists of lighter atoms, the electrons are able to pass through. Then the fine pattern of electrons leaving the object reaches the objective lens forms image. It is then greatly enlarged by projector lens. Eventually, the traversing electrons reach the scintillator plate at the base of the column of the microscope. Then the scintillator contains phosphor compounds that can absorb the energy of the striking electrons and convert it into light flashes. Thus, a contrasted image is formed on the plate. So, this is the working of a TEM. Then we can see some of the TEM images of Golgi complex and mitochondria. And TEM has many advantages, like TEM offers very powerful magnification and resolution, and TEMs have a wide range of applications and can be utilized in a variety of different scientific, educational and industrial fields. And TEMs provide information on element and compound structure also, and the images are high quality and detailed. And we cannot avoid the disadvantages also here. The TEM images are large. The TEMs are large and very expensive, and laborious sample preparation is also needed, and the aberration and analysis requires a special training, and the samples are limited to those that are electron transparent, and TEMs require special housing and maintenance also, and the images are black and white. These are some of the disadvantages of TEM. Next, we can see the biological applications of TEM. In medicine, it serves as a diagnostic tool, and importantly, in renal biopsies. And in cellular tomography, it plays a vital role. We know that tomography refers to imaging by sectioning through the use of any kind of penetrating wave. An image is collected and used to assemble a three-dimensional image of the target and used for obtaining a three-dimensional structures of subcellular macromolecular objects. And in cancer research also, it is useful to study the tumor cells ultrastructure. And in toxicology also, it is used to study the impacts of environmental pollution on the different levels of biological organizations. So, dear students, we have seen the principle of a TEM and its parts and working of TEM and advantages and disadvantages, and finally we have seen the applications of TEM. Thank you.